Hi, welcome to class today. So we all get tired, we all get to a point where we just don't know some days how you're going to even make it through the day, let alone add in a yoga practice. So if that is how you feel right now, then this practice is just for you. Okay? So to begin, we're just going to sit in a seated position for 3 breaths. So just close your eyes, take a deep breath in through the nose. Out through the nose. Twice more. Inhale. Exhale. Once more. Inhale. Exhale. Slowly opening the eyes. Okay, we're going to come into child's pose to begin. So, knees spread wide, toes touch, head comes down to the mat. Maybe you place even your hands under your forehead. Okay, or you could have your arms out in front, or you bring your knees a little narrower and the head comes down, hands come back towards the feet. Okay, one of those options that works for you. And then just 5 slow, deep breaths. Whatever option you've in, slowly bring the arms out in front, and then just a little walk of the hands to the right. Okay, you can let the head drop down. Just trying to gently open left side of body. So when you're in these restorative postures or restorative yoga, okay, we have to do even less than what we would in a yin practice. So we hold the postures, we try to do as little as we can, yet try to get the benefits of how these can restore body, mind, and spirit. Always connect to the breath. And always give yourself credit for showing up on your mat, whether you're doing some heart pounding power vinyasa type stuff, or you're here and you're doing some restorative yoga. Walk the hands back to the center. Okay, find a momentary position. Again, I'm going to put hand on top of hand, rest my forehead. Two more breaths here. Okay, arms come out in front again, and just a little bit to the left. Okay, we're not looking for huge ranges of motion, so give yourself the permission to do significantly less in this class. Okay? You want to be just on the edge. Do you even feel that there's a stretch happening in your body? As you sit there a little bit longer, usually it'll start to become available that, oh yeah, I am into something, okay? That's the level we want to be at with our activity here. Okay? Alright, slowly come back to center. Again, just rest hand on hand or any other child's pose that's comfortable. One more breath. Alright. Slowly coming up. Okay, so here we're going to take our yoga mat and we're going to roll it up. Okay, a really tight shape. If you've got a really thick mat like I do, you probably only need to go about halfway. If you have a thinner mat, okay, then you may want to go the entire length of the mat. Okay, what we do want is it to be tightly rolled so it's not just squish. Okay, and if neither of those options work for you, you're not practicing with the mat, a rolled up towel or a blanket is alternative also. Okay, so about halfway up or so. Okay, and what we're going to do is come onto our back. We want to line up this rolled mat just at the base to mid part of the scapula. Okay, let your knees bend and just start to lay back. Okay, your adjustment lever with the pose is unrolling it a little bit, maybe, or rolling it a bit tighter. Okay, so we're really trying to open up the heart here, but doing it in a way that's really gentle, and through time we can just sink in more and more into the mat. So I'm just going to let my hands just gently rest against the chest. I've got my elbows and the mat kind of just around armpit height. Okay, if you're feeling a little more mobile than I am and you wanted to expand gently, remember we're not trying to force range of motion in restorative yoga, but if it were available and you could keep the posture mild, you could maybe just reach the arms up. Okay. Otherwise, just find a position that's comfortable. Legs straight or knees can be bent even. And breathe. Okay, so if you're like me, you've just had, a really busy few hours. I've personally just come off of a night shift as a firefighter. I'm feeling pretty tired from, we had a house fire last night, not a major house fire, but could have been quite serious for the people involved, but fortunately we got there pretty quick and were able to knock it down. So Point of the story is, I get it when you need to slow down and relax because you've been just go, go, go. If you're a shift worker, if you're any of those things, okay, this is a practice that can be really beneficial for you to just come home, maybe do 20 minutes of this restorative yoga, and then you can go and have a sleep finally. If you're not a shift worker, life is still busy and you could have had just a manic day, so just be on your mat, rolled up or on a towel, and just be the best you can be. Alright, slowly come up just enough, okay, to support yourself for a moment there. Okay, and then we're going to shuffle down the spine. So you want to get quite a bit lower with the roll now, and you're going to adjust the roll accordingly. Okay, so we're getting it into the small of our back. Okay. For me, I'm going to just leave my knees bent, my feet down, and just slowly let the small of my back, or the arch of my back, just curve around that mat. Okay, so in essence, we're doing a slight back bend. That is the point, not a major back bend. Okay. If having your hips a little off the floor, like mine are at the moment, is uncomfortable, or any pain, or just anything's not working in the low back, then unroll, find a height of the roll that works, and then sit back down into that. Okay? So trying to gently lengthen the spine, especially if you've been on your feet all day or you've been sitting for a lot of the day. Okay, we're just trying to lengthen that natural curve without forcing it to be there too quick, too soon. Okay, if you wanted to, you could always just let your knees gently touch together. And any hand position that works for you. So I've got mine at Shavasana, about 45 degrees away from me. Just let your eyes close and just be here. And scan the body. Where are you holding tension? Where is all the things of the day just bound up inside of you? Okay. Slowly letting that go, letting the breath be that guide of just in and out. In essence, using the breath as an internal massage. Okay. Alright, I'm going to go just a little bit lower. So we've had our rolled up mat in about the small of our back. Okay, we're just going to pick the hips up a little. Maybe you roll your mat down, and now coming to the sacrum. Okay, so we want to Landmark that mat right at that big bony part of the pelvis. Okay, so we want the pelvis to tilt slightly up, and we want to build a little convex curve in the low back now. So if you need to go a little higher, you can always just roll the mat up. If you're like me with a thicker one, if you have a thinner one, okay, maybe you even come to a yoga block maybe. If you've got one, if you don't, okay, a couple pillows on top of your rolled up mat can also help. And we'll go here just a little bit longer. Two more breaths. Okay, just pick your hips up, roll your mat away. Okay, we're going to roll it all the way up now if you haven't already. And then we're going to use this rolled up rolled up mat, towel, blanket, okay, as elevated Supta Baddha Konasana. So we want to lay back. Okay, if you need to put a pillow under the head, you do. Let the feet gently touch together, arms to the sides. Okay, if being on your mat is too intense, okay, it's not padded enough, then flat on the back is more than adequate. Okay, instead of thinking in your Supta Baddha Konasana of having your heels really close to the pelvis, actually try to move them away. Okay, it's a variation I personally call diamond pose. And then, just like before, we just want to find a position with the hands that takes us deeper. If your mat is rolled up too thick, sit up for a moment, unroll it, and then come back down. If you wanted, you could always just make little fists and put them outside of your thighs. That can just give them a little bit of support, which allows you to go deeper. And you can stay here with this very slight groin opener, Supta Baddha Konasana, or bend the knees, let the knees touch together, feet are about hip distance, or straighten the legs, Shavasana. need to be pretty close to 20 minutes. We've hit that time, and you can slowly reawaken. If you want to just hit snooze and stay longer, then this is the end of class, and just float away, staying as long as you need. Thank you for joining me today. Have a great rest of day, night, wherever it takes you. My heart to yours. Namaste. Join the Yoga Fire community at yogafire.tv. I have over 150 classes for beginners right through to experienced yogis. Embrace the flexibility of practicing anywhere and at any time with yogafire.tv. Start your 14-day free trial today.